light. Turning off the lights. Here go the lights.
All right, we're good.
All right, here we go. Okay, guys. So this afternoon, our learning target is going to be I can demonstrate leadership, integrity, ethical behavior, and social responsibility in all environments. Just hearing that, what does that make you think of? When you think about ethical behavior, social responsibility, something that you've learned here at Orchard Place. You're new, you might not know. Come on, we talked about it yesterday. A little bit today. Has to do with the shape. A circle's round. What is it? Jennifer?
My
Circle
Jennifer,
of
you know it.
courage. Good. Okay, so we're going to be talking about circle of courage. I know some of you are new, which is totally okay.
Listen.
But those of you that do know this, I want you to be there to answer some questions when I ask them, okay? So who knows what the 4 domains are
Eating pizza.
for our circle of courage? Yes.
Belonging, mastery, independence, and generosity.
Perfect. Thank you. So our 4 areas are belonging, mastery, independence, and generosity. This is what we call the circle of courage. Okay. So for belonging, under belonging, we have 2 areas: respectful interactions and appropriate boundaries. Some examples of respectful interactions are eyes on the speaker. You ask to talk to an adult, respect ideas and feelings, you take turns speaking, and you participate in discussion and activities. Okay? Appropriate boundaries look like you're minding your own business, right?
Yeah, staff need to do that.
Okay, if you want to participate appropriately, that's fine, okay?
Yeah, but staff
Allow
need our
others
business.
personal space. Okay, so like when we went to the library earlier, we were talking about personal space because people were going to be bending over and standing up and getting different stuff. So boundaries, to use appropriate voice, tone, and language.
Yeah, you need
Okay,
a language
those are all a part of belonging. What else do we know about belonging?
That you eat pizza.
Y'all are doing a good job ignoring. Please continue. Good job. What did we hear about belonging yesterday? Do you remember, Matthew?
Sweet.
That it's being in your classroom, cooperating with staff and peers, using pleasant words and voice tone, talking about problems peacefully, calm body, smiling, sharing, and accepting feedback.
Yeah. She was talking, Miss McPherson was talking yesterday about belonging being the most important one out of all of them, right? Why is it the most important?
Because it contains all of them.
Close. Yes?
Everything depends on that.
Yes, if you don't have belonging, you don't have anything else, right? So belonging is the most important one. Also with belonging, they affect, each one of the different quadrants affects the other one. So not just necessarily belonging, but if you're having difficulty in one of the areas, generosity, independence, mastery, or belonging, it can affect those other areas. So after belonging, now we're going to talk about mastery. We have 3 things under mastery right now, which are coping skills, completing assignments, and following adult directions. Examples of these would be, for coping skills, would be ignore negative behavior, which y'all are doing a great job of. You ask to talk to an adult. You choose an appropriate coping skill on your own. You're able to stay awake. You can take distance when needed, and you attend school, right? We were kind of having that conversation this morning. You're like, I have to come because I'm on escort. Well, are they going to drag you down here and make sure you go?
Yes, my staff will.
Not necessarily, right? Would you get a stamp for that? No, right? So coming down and showing up on time, being a part. So completing assignments, some of those are staying on task, work at a reasonable pace, you put forth good effort, ask for assistance if needed, and turn in neat work.
I'm gonna sit here and read.
So, and our third one is following adult directions without comment.
I can't help that.
Okay, so I need you to follow along with this, right? So we're gonna work on our mastery of following my directions without a comment, okay?
I like comments.
So following adult directions the first time
I
given,
can't do that.
and following adult directions within a reasonable amount of
10
time,
years.
okay?
That's on the-
Generosity. So acts of generosity and good manners come under generosity. Some of the acts of generosity include classroom jobs, right? Maybe Miss McPherson asked you to help her with something. Giving a compliment to a peer, or helping a peer out. Good manners include express appreciation towards others. So your pleases and your thank yous. Can I please have a bookmark? Can I please borrow a pencil?
Please have a cow.
Another one is to make apologies. So recognizing that maybe you didn't do something nice, recognizing that and then apologizing to that person for it. So expressing empathy towards one another. Like if somebody's struggling that day, right? Showing them empathy and not getting yourself heightened maybe is a good way to show empathy. Respect learning environment of others. Okay, so earlier today when Jennifer was back at the table, or not Jennifer, Jenna was back at the table doing her assessment, and some of us were doing a really good job of being quiet while she was trying to do her reading and then answering questions.
Why do you always
Okay.
pick on me?
Independence. So we have two under here. It's transitioning appropriately and working independently. So when you transition appropriately, you're quiet, you're on time, you have the needed materials. Or sometimes when in this area, when it's coming to school, you know what materials not to bring, right? We know that there's two things that we can bring to class. What are those two things?
Water bottle and
Matthew?
A book and a water bottle.
A book and a water bottle. Good job.
Throw 'em all.
And then school ready behavior. Anybody want to give me an example of what school ready behavior
Close
might
in
look
at
like?
staff.
Be
Cassie?
calm.
Being calm?
Not
Yeah.
Close
mad.
in at you.
Good. So then under working independently, we read the directions. I know sometimes when I was teaching in my other classroom, I would have people asking me questions and they would say, what do I do? And my first question to them would be, have you read the directions? And 9 times out of 10, it would be no.
I
Okay?
can't read.
So reading your directions. Try to work on your own before asking for help. Okay? And problem solve. Another thing that you come across whenever you're working independently, sometimes it's hard to continue working by yourself because you want to make sure it's right at every step of the way. It's okay to make mistakes because that's a part of learning. Okay, so when you're working independently, you just do the best that you possibly can. And then once you're done at the end, then, you know, asking for help, clarifying different things, that's when you would do that. So then we have,
Right.
You
we
okay?
have a very big, sorry, that's really bright. Are you okay?
You don't have to
Kinda,
stare straight at it, honey.
yeah, okay. So here is a matrix, and it gives us different examples in different areas around the school that you can look at. So in transition, under belonging, you can have appropriate verbal and physical interactions and staying with the group or the adults. Would it help if I turn the light on? Maybe it won't be so bright? No? Okay. So in the library, you handle the books with care. We are at the library today, right? So I want you to take a minute
Jen,
and read through some of
face
these
me.
examples.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's hot in here. It's like 1,000,000 degrees.
Is that better, kiddo?
Do you need your
Do you need your blue overlay?
No?
Okay.
So,
Oh. Oh, are we done?
okay. So, who can give me an example of something without looking at your desk? Don't look at your charts on your desk, okay? Who can give me an example for belonging? Cassidy, do you have any ideas what a good example for belonging might be? Yeah, because one of those is eyes on the speaker, right? So if your eyes are on the speaker, you're also more than likely listening, right?
Excellent.
What's another one? Participation, good. What about one for you, Caleb? Do you think of something that would be under belonging? Huh?
Being respectful.
Being respectful, yeah.
Mhm.
What about allowing others personal space? Right? That goes under belonging. What about mastery? Who can think of something to go under mastery? Jennifer, can you think of something under mastery?
Trying your best.
Trying your best. Good. Good. Brendan, what about you?
What?
Something under mastery.
Careful hug.
No, don't look. I'll give you a hint. What you were just doing was not displaying mastery.
Don't sleep.
Don't sleep, right? That goes under mastery. What about you, Caleb? Can you think of something that goes under mastery? What? You want to look at your chart? Look at your chart. Oh, you don't have a chart on your desk? Oh, man, maybe we'll get you one. Hey, Matthew, what about you? Can you think of something under mastery?
Yeah. Completing your work.
Completing your work, good. Okay, now generosity. Who can give me one for generosity, an example? If you can think of one, raise your hand. Cassidy, can you think of one? Under
Paying
generosity?
attention.
Huh?
Paying attention.
Paying attention?
The PBIS ticket.
That might be more,
Cassie, with the
independence.
PBIS ticket, that's generosity.
So what about you, Jennifer?
Helping when needed.
Helping, right, correct. I know it's a little bit harder for you, Cassidy, because you haven't been here very long, right? What about
You're
independence?
learning well.
Independence, yep,
Working quietly.
working quietly, right?
Reading your directions on your paper.
Good, good. And then Cassidy, what did we talk about this morning for independence? Do you remember? We were talking about coming to class,
Oh yeah.
right? So that's a level of independence.
Keep
Good.
facing forward, face it.
Oh, no, it's O.
Did you break it?
No.
Why is it different? Are we done?
There's different settings that you can do on the computer that changes it. Okay, who can tell me what this is?
A chart.
Stamp chart.
It's a stamp chart, correct. Who can tell me about the stamp chart? Cassidy?
You have to earn stamps.
You have to earn stamps. What are some ways to earn stamps?
Completing and taking a test. Being respectful, being quiet.
Being quiet, yep.
Excellent.
Okay, who can tell me what happens when you complete a stamp chart? Jennifer?
We're rewarded.
You're rewarded. Brendan, what are some of the rewards that you can get for completing a stamp chart?
Pencils, drinks.
Pencils, drinks. So, what do you have to do to your stamp chart before you turn it in? Jennifer?
Write down 3 examples that you've shown mastery, belonging, or generosity or independence.
Perfect, yes. So you have to write one sentence on the back of how you earned one of your stamps in those 4 quadrants. Good job. So here's the last thing we're gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna give you a blank version of this chart. And I want you to
Jen,
go
stay
through
facing
it
this way.
and not
Stay
using
facing this
any of
way.
the examples that we have already gone over. I want you to find 5 examples within that chart to write down, okay? To show me that you know what,
Can't write that small.
what goes in those 4 quadrants.
I can't write that small.
You can do your, just do your best. All right, lights are
Caleb,
gonna
you'll
go
do
on.
fine.
No, I'll go blind.
Watch your eyes. Is that
Can you
better?
put your books up for me, please?
No.
Can you put your books up for me, please?
Give me a minute.
Thank you.
I said, can you do it?
Okay, I'm good.
Here
Do
you
you
go.
need your blue overlay?
Nah.
You be good?
So 5
I should.
total or
Do you need
five
your
each?
pencils?
Yeah.
What's your name? Hooper, something like that.
Okay,
Hofer,
I need
honey.
you to come up with 5 things to go in there, and if you need something, if you raise your hand, I'll come help you.
Caleb, you had some great examples.
He did have
I'm
some
not sure.
great examples.
So
So
5 each or 5 total?
you can use some of the examples
5 total.
that we've talked about.
5 total.
Okay.
That one.
Can I? Do I use all mine?
Right.
That's okay. So 5 each or 5
So
total?
just 5 total.
Oh.
You got this,
Any one of those
Matthew. You're an
areas.
expert
Okay, I gotta shut up for that one.
about the
Okay, would
circle
that
of
be
courage. You're
appropriate?
very good at it.
I ain't get
It
one.
is not a cuss word, but is it very nice?
Huh?
I didn't get one.
Half of
Oh,
the
not yet.
way.
Okay. Oh, Miss Hofer, Matthew needs one.
Oh, sorry, honey.
I can't spell. I can't spell.
You're welcome.
I spoke that. I'm stupid.
Wait, you have to write 5 in here?
You're not.
Yeah.
Like 5 all together?
Yeah, like, well,
I eat.
being respectful in all areas. What about transition? How do you show mastery in transition?
Be quiet.
Yeah. So put that there.
Don't carry PISS 104. Like that.
Um,
Don't PISS 104.
5.
Didn't we talk this
All right. Let's go playground. How can you show independence on the playground?
They're using the appropriate voice level.
Bingo.
So, let's think before we
If
speak,
I
okay?
keep kids out of the picture, I can put her in it.
Not appropriate.
P is P letter.
Miss Hofer, do they need to put 5 for each one?
No, just 5.
Just 5?
total.
Okay.
Just 5
And
total.
then, how about in the library, generosity?
Being quiet
I
so
wrote
other
don't
people
pee
can
on the
read.
floor.
Exactly.
That works.
Working on your
Helping
chart, okay?
peers find
I got
books
two.
too.
Stay working all areas. No part.
Nice
all
job.
areas.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I actually
Put your name at the top.
I forgot my name.
Brand new kid. All right. I'm gonna need a shelf.
I'll do it if you want me
I'm
to.
not gonna show after I put something.
I just wrote my middle name initial.
That's fine.
Don't.
What's the date?
It is the
I've
14th.
done this
Oh my
before.
god.
Good job. Thank you for doing that. And being a part of us and stuff.
Good job, you guys. You're all working hard.
Yeah. Except me. And, don't
Jennifer.
make
Cassidy, I'm gonna give each one of you a stamp for showing mastery.
Right.
Excellente. I didn't know you were a mermaid.
Maybe. Still have theories about being an alien.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Hopefully nobody will get
A half
seasick
hour.
watching this, Miss Hoper.
Oh gosh, it's okay.
A half hour.
Mm-hmm.
It's too long.
No,
I'm
it's not.
hungry.
Hang in there.
I'm
Put it on the
hangry.
surface like this, and it won't be as much shaking.
True.
How many more do you need?
Thank you. I just don't want to move right now.
Finish it up and I'll get you a stamp, okay?
don't.
Stamp for mastery
Is that kind of
as
stupid?
well. No.
You know you only had to do 5, right?
Don't.
Fine.
Okay, you can get,
You
you
can
can
do
do
more.
more.
No, I want to write
I'm gonna have to wait on that math
And you wanna
assessment,
make sure it's
Laura.
appropriate, cause we don't get stamps for being inappropriate.
I am hungry.
You can be very appropriate, Caleb.
You're still recording.
Um,
Recording or not? We
we're gonna
should
have to do
always
the
have
assessment for
best
math
behavior,
tomorrow.
right?
They're not
I'm
gonna have
an
enough
angel
time.
hungry.
You're hungry?
The math assessment.
Okay, did you finish
Plus,
your
I'm
chart?
missing half the class.
How much
Where's
time
half
do
the
we have
class
until
at?
we-
Huh? They're at therapy.
I want to
About
go to
40
It always
minutes,
runs
right? 'Cause we
into
have-
kind of a problem sometimes.
I want to go to therapy.
Don't for a worm.
You could even start off the morning with it if you want.
Okay, so if everybody's done, if you wanna give me a thumbs up,
Yeah, I'm
not
if you're done.
Thumbs up.
Welcome back.
Hi, Araceli.
How are you, honey? Good? Good.
Araceli.
Alright, good. How'd you come out? Did you get your last one done?
Do you have a good thing?
Yeah.
Okay, you can remember.
I'm videotaping
In
Miss
closing, guys,
Hofer.
I want to go all the way back to the beginning. And I know that we went pretty quick through some of these. So I will be super impressed if anybody can remember even a part of this.
Come on, Brendan. We only have a half an hour left, bud.
Who remembers what our learning target was?
Circle of courage.
Our learning target. It was the very first slide.
I remember. I just don't
You
remember
want me.
it
You
in
want
the
me.
exact
Give
order.
me, it doesn't have to be the exact order, give me an idea.
How to be appropriate in places.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure like one of them was like respectful socialization.
okay. Anybody else
What?
have any ideas of what our learning target was at the very beginning?
Something.
Does anybody remember what the first two words were? Because the first two words are the most important.
Circle of courage. Something like that.
No.
Courage circle.
Starts with I, and the next word
I
is
love candy.
Independence.
I can.
I can't.
Oh,
Okay.
I can't.
That is why it's
I
so
can.
important.
That's mine.
Is because whenever you're thinking about anything you're learning about, you want to start with I can. Because by the end of it, you will be able to, right? And that's part of the learning process. So, looking back up here,
Watch your eyes.
Oh. Come here. I gotta
Okay.
check my papers.
learning target.
You're good.
Oh, I'm too dumb to
It's
do
okay.
that stuff.
So the learning target, I can demonstrate leadership, integrity, ethical behavior, and social responsibility in all environments.
It's ethical behavior.
Okay,
Is it like
that was our-
ethical?
Ethical behavior. So
What is
ethical
that?
behavior is everything that is listed in our circle of courage, right? All of those examples, that is all ethical behavior. Okay? Thank you guys for sticking with me. Good job today.
So we can leave.
And cut.